Everybody, welcome to Village Poet Readings, and it's a wonderful Sunday, November 22nd, 2020, and the reading is done together by California State Poetry Society and the Village Poets. I have a little postcard from California State Poetry Society, so I showed it to everybody. My name is Maja Trochimczyk. I'm one of the Village Poets Committee folks, former poet laureate of Sunland, Tujunga, and we have held these readings for over 10 years already. We celebrated our readings not very long ago with a bunch of readings from our anthology. We here the beautiful anthology. So that's what we've done. And everybody is encouraged to submit your poems to California Quarterly. That's the most recent issue, California Quarterly, that's published. I just edited another one. It's not printed yet. So that's a nice California journal for poets to consider. The submissions are online on Submittable. We prefer shorter poems because we don't have that much room and we want to always highlight more poets. So today we have a wonderful poetry duet, two people which we featured before, Cindy Rinne and Bory Thach, and they are together. I'm going to share a screen with my village poets. Where is this? California State Poetry Society. How do I do share screen? Share screen right here. Not this one. Not this one. Okay. No.
Well, I'm not familiar with that. No.
Oh, it's not. Okay, can't. Sorry. No, I can't find this. Oh, two people at the, okay, there is our Romanian guest, and there is Kelly Dorch again.
Oh, she was already in.
Yeah, I guess she dropped out and she gone back in again.
Okay. Okay. Great.
It could be
All right.
signal stand.
That's true.
So now, in our featured poets today are Cindy and Bory, and they wrote together a wonderful book called Letters Under Rock that will be featured initially, and then we'll hear some of the new work from them. Cindy creates fiber art, writes in San Bernardino, California. She is represented by Lark Gary in Los Angeles. She was poet in residence for Neutra Institute Gallery and Museum, Los Angeles, the Pushcart nominee, and her poets appeared in literary journals, anthologies, exhibits, and dance performances. She wrote several poetry books, and her poetry appeared in a number of journals. All the details are published on our blog, villagepoets@blogspot.com, and you can read the titles of a book and contact Cindy to order the current. Now a neighbor's dog are barking away, so I don't know if you can hear me. I have all sorts of entertaining things from the village. Here we have Bory. He was born in a refugee camp located on the border between Thailand and Cambodia. His family immigrated to the US when he was 4 years old. He served in the US Army and deployed to Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. He holds an MFA from California State University, San Bernardino, and he writes fiction, poems, and is focused on the study of language as an art form. And his work appeared in many journals as well as our Village Poets anthology. And this year, he just joined the board of California State Poetry Society, is one of the editors of Quarterly, and will serve along with me, Nora Harvey, and Terry Ahret. So he will be editing a journal soon, but right now we're focusing on his poetry and the poetry of Cindy. So I will now give Cindy the right to host. Let me just go to my more, and then you'll be the host. So you can, yes. So I changed you to host. So Cindy is the host now. It's all in your hands, Cindy. And everybody, we need to mute themselves. Please, all the other poets, including myself with my dogs and kids screaming, we're going to be now muted, okay?
See you,
All right.
see you in a little bit.
Where does it say?
See you, Ambika. Great seeing you. Bye-bye.
Here we are.
Okay, just leave it. Don't do anything. Just leave your picture.
Well, we just need the image to come out.
Just join the meeting. Yes, press it.
Let me put down. Why don't you introduce the book while I do that?
Okay. So Cindy and I worked on this book together, and
Or unlabeled.
Maya has a copy of it. I remember bringing it to her.
I did all the steps. We have the tech person bringing up the images. Yay.
There we go. It works
You
now.
didn't tell me to do all that.
Why don't you go out?
Is it showing you? It
Well,
should,
let's ask.
yeah,
Down.
it should show now.
Okay, do you see a picture of Bory and I holding the book?
I already told her. She accidentally took you off.
Cindy,
Maya-
could you mute everybody? Cindy, mute everybody. Go through down the list of participants and press mute on the microphone. Can you do that?
Just turn it
You
off.
click on participants and then the list will open.
It's not showing up on my shared screen.
You see how it says
Oh,
mute?
Well,
you have a bottom participants. There's a button for the participants under the screen.
No,
Where
but
you
it doesn't appear with the shared screen. Oh, there it is up here.
Oh.
Wait, it's at the top now.
She got it.
Okay, so mute everybody except yourself so that we can have, and you'll do the book segment, and then we'll let some featured other poets to read the work because they have to leave. Okay, and then we do
Right.
your
Oh,
second
of
segment.
course. We were
Okay.
planning on having a break in between and having some open mics. So that's
Great.
great. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, so everybody is out except for Linda, and oh, she's
you.
out, and I'm muting myself now. Bye bye.
Okay.
But can
Okay.
you see the screen?
I know. Can you see the picture of the two of us holding the book? Yes. Okay. Then we're going to start. We're going to read 3 small sections from the book, and in between talk a little bit about doing collaboration. So this is Bory's first book, and he said it was like Christmas. I had the box for a while, but I remembered what it was like to open up the box of your first book, and I wanted him to have that experience. So here we are, and I want you to see security. So wherever we read, I've got my own security person happening right here. Okay. So I am a wanderer and Bory is the nomad. So the pictures you're going to see coming up are from a performance we did at the Museum of Art and History in Lancaster. Edwin Vasquez did all the photographs. And we also want to thank Village Poets for having us today. So we're going to show you pictures of an actual performance because we can't do that for you today. So you can sort of be there with us. And we're going to read letters back and forth. Okay, so dear Nomad, blue dawn brightens Pleiades, icy sun, and hibiscus like snowflakes planted as totem. Against the drifting fog, 3 guardian trees imprint the shrouded mountain. I vibrate in the unbroken starlight as mist, as angel, hush. Turn it over.
Dear wanderer, the past comes back, gathering like a flower, withered wishes. It's amazing how sea, sky share the same color. I watch you fly up into that sea floor, so endlessly wide and eternal. We reach the flooded sky, widespread wings, love unchanged. My tears flow back to you as burning incense turns to snow and lightning bolts dance in our palms. One yields a lotus, the other a red string.
Dear Nomad, it's raining harder. Thunder crashes longer nights. Leaves crunch, trees bear orphan bones. In crisp darkness, clouds clear the world births from stars, shivers as the woman screams, and animals stream around her split spirit body, octopus, spider, snake. Embroidered harvest moon colors outline the birth pain, gold threads couched for a phoenix to marry a dragon chasing a pearl.
Dear wanderer, night comes with it a comforting silence as I stare up at the sky of sparkling cities, angel wings on balancing scales. The lanterns burn the oil until breaking dawn. Life and death can be lonely, scattered, broken needles, a tapestry of fate. When my heart has fallen into an abyss, your face appears. Am I awake or dreaming? Out of the firelight, I walk into the desert wilderness to meditate, a dream-filled wakefulness. Thoughts run wild without end or beginning. I forget to breathe. A knife carves open memories.
Dear nomad, native soil, old roots, worn stones, saguaros march, birds gather, raven floats, canyon ash, hummingbirds, dead branches, red hills, tears swell, eyes sting. I drink from the well, swallow ancient language, earth fire.
Dear wanderer, 1,000 years or 10,000, we'll never forget each other. Even if the river changes direction, eyes like blue waves walk through our past lives. Our destiny rotates from age to age. I read your palm how I read the night sky, holding onto a picture of you, seeking through this world for your likeness. Only to find it in a palm, that place where life meets. We can wait there and watch the sun, a lovely place to sing. Winds blow across the three realms. Heaven and earth separate like this life and the hereafter. I write a love letter under moonlight and watch meteors fall. Every moment in time already printed. Every reunion and every sunset. The ink never fades, just as lovers follow after one another always.
So I wanted to add a quick note that I am a fiber artist and I created the costumes that we're wearing, and the imagery comes from the story. And Bory was a good sport and said he'd wear this crazy coat. It's worked out well. So we actually wrote these letters back and forth to each other and tried to pick up imagery from what we received. And for me, it was so exciting to get his poem and want to open it, even if it was bedtime. Like, what did he respond? What did he respond? And so it was kind of the feeling, because our characters meet together once in a while, but we're also wandering around, and it was kind of that same feeling of what is the letter going to say next? How was it for you?
Well, it was a great experience. I just always look forward to reading what she had to say, and and every time I read her letter, it was just, oh my God, it's so good. Like, how am I supposed to compete with that? So I would try to work hard and send her something that I feel it was ready for her to see, and each time she would respond like, oh, I love the poem, I love this line, or I love this word that you chose, the image that stood out to her. And so it was just this great feeling that I literally felt like we were the characters in the book, longing to hear from each other, longing to meet each other.
Yes. So we're going to continue with another segment of our journey. And all great and precious things are lonely, said John Steinbeck. Dear nomad, I carry saffron threads from the fields of Sultana for trade and think of Alma Serra of the desert. in her monastic cell near the Nile, ignored, infinite. Your far-reaching fingers tie an orange silken thread on my left wrist like a bracelet, a marker of when we were together. Primordial faces exposed. I need more time to reveal family secrets. Roots hidden deep like tamarisk bushes of slender branches and gray-green leaves. To a cluster of pink agapanthus, I depart to hike with different footing. Quartz cubes cut and pine cones crumble. Before sunset, my demons whisper, jump into the rushing river. I bury them in a crypt. Lightning divides the North Star. A sudden wall of tears whips through my skin of shame. Nothing more I can do. Power if I forget myself. I transmute into desert flood.
Dear wanderer, the earth speaks through us after hiking up Kawidang Mountain. We stand at the top of a crescent hill, shaded by the coolness of the mountain's shadow. Calliope trees rise toward a sunset sky. The fields of coconuts and bananas, fruit on vines as witness. Cantaloupe sprout into wilderness unborn. I imagine myself evergreen or yellow jubilee, red flesh twin, different from the usual green melons. Golden rinds like halos, protective crowns against sprites and dwarves, living inside the hollow trees. A crimson taste, sweet. My thoughts of departure search among tall wheat grass and follow water sounds.
Oh, here we are. The highest of goodness is like the water, for water is excellent in benefiting all things, Lao Tzu. Dear nomad, yellow butterfly lands on damask rose. Sunrise, I enter a higher world, absence of shadows, every thought brought to silence. Myths are true. The Kailash filled with water and love held high in both hands. Water swirls the Persian plum tree and stops. Water disturbed when lifted to the sky like a gentle rain poured into the sun's soul. I call for storms to nourish, snow to protect seedlings. A water spirit strengthens me with health, abundance, and wisdom. Human never touches the earth, says goodbye. A song for the essence. Fish, deer, horses, lavender, olives, and grains, lands traveled and places before me. Ballad for those I meet, quenching my thirst. This chorus douses you, embathed wherever your life cycles emerge.
Dear wanderer, the seawater resides as celestial nymphs and naga serpents drink up surrounding oceans, giving birth to dry land. To tell a story recorded in the depths of clouds, there is no balance without peace. My origins of god kings, Kambuja warriors that descend from Savannah Pumi, the golden land, a divination between heaven and earth, a holy destiny slashing its way to victory. Every brushstroke draws out an image of you. I chase the setting sun, trying to make the day last, while winds sweep through a moonless battleground. Romantic courage from our past lives repays the debt. Renowned prince implores the gods, with the help of Lord Shiva, they grant him a most beautiful bride. A waking dream like gentle breeze, eyes lonelier than moonlight paints your bones. I cannot reach your essence. The sprouts of blood become flowers beneath our feet.
So I hope you can see in the happy smiles on our faces how much we love to perform. And we can't wait till we can do it again. Because, and you can see just, especially like the last picture with me, let's see. I mean, I just love doing this, and it was something new. And I think it's never too late to try new things that are passions in your heart. And the experience of collaboration, I've done some other collaborative books with voices that were very different from mine, very different in style, language, and Bory's is a little more similar in the lyric style. So it's the most similar I've worked with so far, but both have worked for me. So how was collaboration for you?
No, it was great. It definitely opened me up to a different type of medium, from writing fiction or nonfiction, and then starting with poetry, and of course moving into performative poetry, which is completely different from what I'm used to. So I like that a lot. So it was my first time collaborating, of course, and I learned a lot from you, of course, mainly about how to, be on the same kind of wavelength. We borrow from each other. I noticed throughout the book, I started taking on a lot of your characteristics. So I feel like we, eventually it was almost indistinguishable from our voices. Like we were so distinct, but then we started merging, and it was blurring the lines between who we were, and I like that a lot. So
me too. So the third part we're going to read, let's see. Dear Nomad, how many tomorrows? Earth Mother, my skin splits like textured flakes of an old oak tree. Sunken eyes, my hands are not the webs. I sit cramped in the corner radiating pyramids. I mourn the loss, maiden to crone, alone in an ice cave, an entrance guarded by Garnier. Fever chills encompass me. Is this not baptism by thorns? You would salve my wounds. Instead, I drink holly tea leaves trying to heal. Where are you? River runs beyond my stomach. I wear a death mask. Is hell one half bones, the other divine, preparing the transition of my soul? Seers and shamans will travel for my counsel. I will give them holly for strength and wisdom. I need to see you.
Dear wanderer, born from the earth, a child of nature among purity and innocence, spiritual happiness, tranquil love between you and me, face paler than snow with ember eyes. Why do you seem so familiar? I'm in a stream of stars at night, reflecting on the waves. Delicate lilacs cover your wounds, sharp eyes transform into fire. Birds paper the sky, only to leave star trails, calm. My mind, as passionate mountains where twilight dawns into late spring, and time itself spikes nonlinear. Unable to turn away, I stare, moon-eyed underwater, while a bromulade emerges from vibrations of mantras. You take away my sorrow.
Love alone is the fountain from which all virtues fall as drops of sparkling water. Hazra Inaya Khan. Dear Nomad, angel cries out from well, come for the water blessing. She stands knee deep in holy water while streaks of diagonal clouds diverge. Water drops plop and echo as she rises. Crystal eyes reflect in the filled bowl. I approach in silence, eyes downcast and wait to be cleansed. Incense permeates. The angel chants and prepares with care. Blesses thyme flowers, rice, and well water. She pours the sacred over my head into the fertile canyons of my body. Sun blinds my drenched eyes. I awake to dry heat and a tri-dhatu bracelet on my wrist to resist disaster. I am girdled by granular transparent crystals. Female divinity like Cilicia of the calm and sunlit sea. Once a verdant plain, our child would be half human, half fish.
Dear wanderer, different lives we have coming and going, all return to that river in the sky. Wisdom follows through prophetic mouths. Water from the stream of forgetfulness cannot wipe away my yearning. Time goes by, each step not a waste. Departing sorrow, the bamboo flute speaks a solemn story of elegant tears against a purple sky. The hunter with arrow in hand raises his bow, nothing but a dark and empty outline. I stare at the wolf, howl at the moon, hoping she would be his. He knows she can never be, yet he tries until dawn breaking. The holy reverence, I watch this haunting ritual, a conjuring spell, dark clouds erupt and thunder in startled anticipation. Rage-filled sky dissipates to sunshine peering through kindred souls. I let chaos go in exchange for moments of happiness. Divine plan and purpose carry as one. In the end, reach the light on a long road. Wolf eyes flicker like hot steel as I glare and gaze at the hunter who recognizes mine as his own.
So I had a sense that this book was coming to an end, but Bory's like, well, I have another poem. So we created an epilogue, and I'll let him, and you can talk about that.
Well, at the time I was still writing, and Cindy just kind of just told me, "Well, I think we're done now," and I was a little shocked, like, "Well, I was still writing and I hadn't really finished it." So, but I trusted her, so we talked about we went through the whole book together, and I was like, "Wow, she's right. We have kind of reached the end." But I told her I wanted to show her these poems anyways, and we decided to put it in as an epilogue at the end. So in a way, it's, you know, it brings us closure. You know, the different characters in the story, you know, our persona as the wanderer and the nomad has transformed in many ways throughout the book, from, you know, different lifetimes, different worlds, you know, occupying different realms, and we in many cases we just transcended all of that. You know, the earthly realm, we reach the heavens, and she becomes a phoenix bird, and I become this dragon, this water dragon. And so in the epilogue, we address each other as that new kind of, you know, the new evolution that we have reached together. So.
And in the picture, we're holding a necklace. Thank you, Kelly, for this gift. And one
Yes.
side is a dragon and one side's a phoenix, and it fits together like yin and yang. So we wear it for every performance. Dear dragon, my reflection shines swift across the sea, a greater world beyond this world. A single feather connects our souls in the divine realm, rouses feelings about you, not thoughts.
Dear Phoenix, my heart shines against the drift of time. Use both hands to embrace the sky as rain washes regret without bitterness. The tragedy of dreams imprisoned, but love lets me go, and life release the world of another moon. I glimpse snowfall and smile as you appear again.
So thank you. That's the end of our presentation for letters under rock. We'll be back later with new poems.
All right.
And
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome.
So
Thank
good. So
you.
good. Beautiful.
Incredible. It's so beautiful. See the cost to be a part of the performance almost, and the incredible costumes you made, and the colors, and
Yeah.
the text kind of so poetic. It just takes you to another world. It's a
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
glad.
I read it. I loved the word in it. I thought it was just so beautiful. So I'm so glad we could share it all together in our reading of Village Poets. So thank you so very much. It's just
Thank
such
you.
a
Thank
joy.
you.
It was
Thank you for
lovely.
having us. Yes,
Absolutely lovely.
thank
I would
you,
like
everybody.
everybody should just get this copy of the book. Now, what we're gonna do, we're going to have Pam Shea, and after Pam, we're gonna have Adina from Paris read poems. And after that, whoever would like to read next, raise your hand, send a note in the chat, okay? I'm going, let me see, I'm going to unmute Pam. Where's Pam? She's unmuted already. Very good. Pam Shea, you're the next, and I'm muting myself. Please mute yourself if you are not reading. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be reading a couple of my poems that were published, speaking of the California Quarterly. This is volume 44, number 1, with beautiful artwork by a local artist on the front. So my first poem is called Trampoline Cleaning. Someday I shall transverse the universe, and the moon will be my trampoline. I will jump so high I can touch the sky, catching stars to take to new galaxies. Catapult me to the cosmos, hurl me from a slingshot of clouds. I will crawl through wormholes and cross nebulae, giddy and covered in luminous galactic dust. And then, since we are coming up on Thanksgiving, I'm going to read this meditation having to do with thanks. The door to gratitude cracks open. Hearts expand as they gain admittance. Bit by bit, creak by creak, access is gained until love and joy's light come flooding in as the door is flung fully open. Thank you and happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you very much, Pam. And now I'd like to welcome our guest from Romania, Adina Catianu. Where's Romania? I'm trying to unmute her. Adina, you need to unmute yourself. Oh, there you are.
Yes,
And
I did it.
please,
Thank you.
oh, there
Hi,
you
how are
are.
you?
So nice to
Thank
have you over with us.
Oh, it's so nice to have you to be in your moment of poetry. I'm very glad, and I was very happy to hear you. It's amazing between the phoenix and the dragon. I liked it.
So it's your turn to read the poems that you picked for today.
Sure, I picked two poems from a huge poet, a Romanian poet that I loved and I knew by heart when I was a child. When I was in Romania, now I'm reading from Paris. In fact, I live in Paris. And this poet her name is Ana Blandiana, and it's a very nice book where with very nice drawing did by Jerry, sorry, Jerry McDaniel, and it's an amazing book. So I have two poems. First one, how hard is to caress? How hard is it to caress the feathers of an angel? No matter how close, it flees from your touch, afraid that you might trap it, flies around in circles, and then comes back. The noiseless flutter of its wings is only sound it can produce. Angels don't know how to talk. Words are not fine enough to express them. Their muted message is their presence. At times they come up close to surround you with their aura, but then they dart away, frightened by the intimacy. Protective, but not familiar, they always keep a distance across, which my words are straining to get to them. I can never know if these words are not too weak for them to hear. The handicap of fate, not to know if they hear you, not to know if you hear. Of all the senses, only the dream of touch remains. The dream, without scaring it, of touching the feathers of an angel. And the second one is called, just a second, On Roller Skates. They trundle by on roller skates. with earphones droning in their ears and their eyes glued to monitors, unaware that the leaves are falling now and the birds are flying away. They trundle by on roller skates while the seasons roll over in the whispering air above them. Lives, years, centuries, and they never understand. They trundle by on roller skates, darting among the shadows of reality. Shadows they believe to be real, and characters they think are men. Mechanical devices created by other mechanical devices in their image and likeness, while God comes down and learns to roller skate in order to save them. That's all.
Thank you so very much. Lovely.
Thank
They're
you. Thank you.
beautiful, beautiful poems. We hope you can make it, even though it's kind of late for Paris on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. So I hope you will be able to come back. Oh, how nice! Next time
Very soon.
in a month or in 2 months, because we will have the next one in January. All
Sure.
right. So now we would like to have another poet, maybe Casabella. Casabella Wilson, would you like to read now? Is Casabella there? I'm unmuting Casabella. Oh, where's Casabella?
Here we are in
Oh,
Pasadena,
oh, there you are. How nice to see you. Awesome.
and Rick is here.
Yay. So
Hi,
great
Rick.
to see you, both of you.
Of collaboration. Rick will be playing a Persian ney while I read. It's a very unusual sound. You want to just say a word?
It was acquired in Esfahan, and there's a guy. Can you see an old guy? And there's a young guy playing a three-stringed bowed instrument. There he is. It's played in a curious way with the mouthpiece inside. It's just a hollow tube, bamboo, not bamboo, reed. But it goes inside the lips and rests against the teeth. And then I hiss into it.
Okay, and I'm going to read a poem. Just imagine yourself inside this jar. There's a puppet from Prague in there.
Wow.
I have about 10 of these jars, and whenever anything breaks that I care about and it fits, I put it in the jar. So since you're not looking at the words, just imagine yourself in the jar and things are tumbling around you. And the way I've written this is new. There's no punctuation at all. So it's a one breath, one page poem. It's called The Museum of Broken Things. The Museum of Broken Things. Save them all in nut jars. You can see overlooking the living room. Little red camera, both of them, that stopped with their mouths open at the castle on the way from Kyushu to avoid Fukushima. The puppet from Prague with a cracked femur from the uphill cobbled streets. The sake cup cracked at the Golden Temple. A little blue dolphin Mom loved pendulum from a gift clock she gave. Orange ocarina from Peru. We didn't go there. A gallery on the top kitchen shelf. Best pieces of the red and yellow unfired plates crushed in our daughter's suitcase, and yellow unfired plates home from Morocco. I broke the rest for the hearth mosaic. The too fragile still holds the moon bowl crescent. The hand-painted yellow rose ramekin from the Tehran Glass Museum, half an adopted collectible sea wave pale green bakelite bracelet. Her mother left her, mixed with tears, annoying, unusable butter knife that wiggles in the faux amber handle. The rest of them haven't broken yet waiting, wide open, empty cookie tin with a big caps read, hope. I don't know where it came from. Next to the foot-high fat raccoon transparent screen 3-inch elephant and the baby in it going the other way. Still unbroken, the ceramic carrot feet. The ceramic carrot. Said, hippo. Mouth wide open from the Beppo Zoo. I throw them in. I throw them in, one by one. My rough edges.
Bravo, bravo, so lovely. What a great idea to have a museum of broken things. I can't part with things I like also that I don't, and like what I'm going to do with this thing, it's broken, but I love it still. It's broken, but I still love it, so I can't throw it out. So nice. It's just like about us too, our own memories. Sometimes they're broken and sometimes they're not right, but they're part of us. They make us who we are. So we collect all the broken and unbroken and we keep it all together because it's important. Thank you. And lovely sounds. Thank you, Rick. So great to hear you.
The rough edges. I just realized this. I hadn't thought of it before. The rough edges go very well with the flute and the flute sound because it has that rough edged sound. And it's the first time we've performed it together with the flute and the poem. So you made it
awesome. Very special, very special. And now, thank you very much. And now I'd like to have Toti O'Brien. Toti, are you there? I wanted to have Toti because here is Toti's book which I just published for Moonrise Press, book of short stories, Alphabet of Birds by Toti O'Brien. So this is Toti's book. We'll have a reading from Toti's book on December 5th. So December 5th, that's Saturday at 3 o'clock. We have a reading with Toti, but I'd like Toti to maybe read something now. And after Toti, we'll return to our wonderful guests, Cindy and Bory. So let's hear from Toti O'Brien.
Yes, thank you. I'm not going to read from the book because I'll do it in 10 days. I'll go with a shorter poem. It's one poem, correct? So,
or one or two. You can have two.
Okay, so let me get it. Here. Okay. I'm gonna read one about an animal from another book of poetry, this one that just went out, because there's been so much wildlife read up to this moment. It was wonderful. Pachyderm. What makes baby irresistible is candid decrepitude held so gracefully, wrinkled and sagged, a zillion-year-old skin stacked on its tiny skeleton, yet clear of all attitude, only wisdom that of pretending known. Little beast, born a centenarian, but without a lament, totters by with unsteady majesty. Such conspicuous fragility, grizzled innocence in its meek stare. Eyes black corals, buried by timeless oceans, submerged by rippling sand. So that was the baby elephant. And the baby elephant make me want to go to another poem where I feel that there is big and small stuck together. This is called Styx. Not the sticks, but Styx, the river. Why on her knees the father? Rounded, soft skull, short cropped sable curls, like a lamb, a black lamb, her father. Why on her knees her father? A boy on a freight train, no room, that is why. No room for him to sleep and is tired. A boy. She's sitting on a crate, perhaps filled with fish, canned fish. Yes, sardines. The word is a boat, ferry boat. The train must be on a boat. All trains are. Leave it light, gets in from clouded windows, placed too high for her to see outside. Horizontal windows like slits, lying down, reclined, the father, her boy, is falling asleep. Asking for so little, the boy, asking only to be saved. Once again, bring me, he asks, safely home. Or else away from home. Bring me, he says, elsewhere, safe, whatever that means. Yes, she says, the daughter, the mother. Yes, she says once more, the train perhaps runs in circles. Oh, it probably doesn't. The train moves along in jolts, makes small progress, interspersed with long pauses where patience is required, of course, from the adult in charge, and reassurance, nothing else. The child and the elder shall sleep. Dawn is close. There will be a tomorrow. She sits still, the mother, the daughter. She's happy. She has seen this before. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Lovely poems, very inspired. And now we're going to go back to our featured guests, Cindy and Bory, for your second part of 20 minutes with your new work. So I will probably make you host again. So if you will have any.
No, you don't have
need
to. No
I need
images.
to. Okay. No
Thank you.
images this time. Okay. Very good. All right.
The
So
images are
your
at home.
time. Okay, I'm going to mute myself now and let you read your poem.
Signal.
Okay. So this first poem is called Field of Vision, and I have to tie in with Capabella because there's no punctuation, but I don't have any flute. But you still can imagine a song. Field of Vision, 1. Under volcanic blood moon, 2 eyes fly and loop like ribbons, past lava and uncharted canyons of fire opal and silver sword. Impermanent octagons of moss cling to the valley floor, pupils enlarge in elk silence. 2. Mountain goats scale, then jump, land on a tiny ledge. With cloven hoofs, sight limited, guilt forgotten, to only what is right before them. 3. Visionary with bushy brows and rabbit eyes appears behind clouds, clear perception eclipsed. Thank you. This next one actually, let's see, can you see? Does have an image. There is an image. So, in February, Four Feather Press is going to publish an ebook called Silence Between Drum Beats, and that may be the cover image. So this is a cento of all Black authors. The cycle of incarceration. I alone tread the red circle. All I want now is my woman back so my soul can sing. The body is the offense, guilty of nothing but born its color. The query beneath them was, why are you alive? Circling as hunters aim down on me while you rise into the blue sky and meet me over in the next fields. This circle will be powered by my breath sunsets, blood that flows black in the streets. And how many children have to bleed? Nothing weeps, nothing dreams, nothing, but my soul wants to sing. Thank you. So a few brand new pieces. It's always kind of fun to share what's just hot off the press, not even quite edited yet, but you know, excited because they're new. So thank you for these next few ones. First one's called Salinity. It's been a year since I have inhaled salty air. I only have a few moments to listen to waves, ancient sea. A child chases across the sand. Her laughter carries in frigid winds. Two lovers pass, creating fresh footprints for me to follow. I share the silver expanse of crashing waves with a sandpiper who ignores me. I breathe in pain, breathe out healing for several friends. My mind wanders, to-do lists back home, reset my thoughts to the present chill. I sing and dance with Kato and her sea monsters. Sun radiates through gray clouds to engage this cyclic world. Spume drifts like ashes, effortless. As I leave, a pod of low flyers struggle against the wind. I pick up a shell fragment and place this smooth nectar to salt and minerals in my pocket. Walk away, rubbing the shell, thinking of where to place it on my. So the last time I had been to the sea was Bory and I read on Redondo Beach, and it was cold, gorgeous sunset, and it's been a year. So I had to write about it because I could sing and dance at the beach again. Okay, thank you. Find my way. At dusk, grasping a sunstone, I walk through 7 layers of gates of 7 colors to reclaim different parts of my soul. Conjured images of self-betrayal, self-discovery. Ghosts live upstairs. Spirits beckon. Men visit these ladies of the night. Burial soil lured into beauty. Entangle, engage. She asks if I think they do believe ghost women haunt above wooden stairs. Moonstone and pray, looking at 2 upper windows under circles of solar suns. Souls of monks appear at night to paint bright colors and gold leaf halos, frescoes of time. Ancient oak remembers summer solstice dances under spectral suns to honor family, and marriages occur. Is it okay for me to pull back from certain people? I create branches of language reaching skyward, get inspiration from stars. How do I find my way back to humanity? Thank you. One more short one. Brand new. And there really were ghosts in Pomona. You know, my poems, I put a lot of different things together, and you know, there's truth to all of it. Whether I experience it or make it up. Who are you? Once I was a witch in the Black Forest with Wolf as a protector. I embraced the cloud of knowing from floral intersecting with celestial energies. I wore a bracelet of carved scarab stones. Tiger eye. Amulet helps truth to flow from my heart as the sun is pushed into existence every morning. Unique ability to express moods while overlooking nature's patterns, isolated in violet shadows. I visited one of the silk's 6 realms of rebirth and saw a traveler who nurtured the world as it collapsed with no loyalty to the goddess. Thank you. Bory's turn. Okay, Bory. all yours.
So I'm going to read a few poems from the Chola Needles, Joshua Tree, publication. So
Oops.
this poem is called Two Rivers. Two rivers intertwine. The estuaries of our lives lead back to the sea. Wind twirls leaves in a whirlpool, and rain showers rice fields after an offering of smoke. Crushed petals turn brown in the surge. A sandbank surfaces after high tide. Seagulls scavenge brackish waters. Mangrove aerial roots, a forest of highways between land and sea. Awakening. After chasing lightning bugs under the moonbeams that flow behind our favorite tree, we lie on blinding wheat fields a morning sunrise. A tangle of roses stirred awake by the pale dawn, sweet aromatic stems charm us. Two butterflies emerge, wing to wing, white edge, over the sprawling calm of dusty green water. A radiant glow assaults our eyes with a moving chaos.
Yay. I can clap.
You
I'm not on mute.
That's true. Undying. The light fades, and still I can't look away. A return to the past, the forgotten river, where sky meets earth, star glow fades like a dream. An illusion of sounds and shadows. We've become handprints in the distance, too scared to show my heart or forget the sadness. I'm under your spell. Once time passes, it's gone, no longer to be promised. You transform before my eyes. So that was just 3 poems from that book. This most recent poem I wrote it on paper. So, so it has been published. I really haven't shared it with anybody. And so let's see. Harold's Journey. Following into the eternal cycle, perhaps the consequence is separation. The blue tranquility of a sea wave unlocks the sky's destiny. Blood becomes ink on the page. Sparkling scales cover your body. You swim upstream, the waterfall staircase, reaching me. I pick you up with one hand, only to let you go with the other. A spring moon in autumn, birth and annihilation complete. Without you, the running stream pulls me away. I can't deny your heartbeat. Thank you.
Oh, bravo.
Thank you
Lovely.
for having us.
Thank you.
And we're
That
loving
was
everyone
so
else's
awesome.
poems
Yeah,
too.
it's so great. We have 5 more poets, I think, to read. So we're going to have the second part of the open right now. Thank you very much. And we'll talk afterwards when we go through everybody's poems. So now I think that it would be nice to hear from Judy. Judy Barat, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, it's your turn.
Okay, I have 2 poems, 2 very different poems. This first one is called Unchained. I put a note in the crack in the western wall, which perhaps no one will ever see. And even if someone finds it, they'll never know it came from me. I wrote about my anguish at the many things I've lost and the friends and family ripped away throughout the Holocaust. The pain of those memories lives on even after all these years, though time has eclipsed the wounds, but they still bring me to tears. I'm not enslaved as my ancestors were, though that horror still remains. I take pride in the strength of those whose blood courses through my veins. But I will not forever relive a past which by fortune was not mine, and instead embrace the progress made, though it's taken too much time. For I am strong and worthy and free of those ancient ties that bind. Freedom beats rhythm in my heart and is my chosen state of mind. And this next one is called I'm Sorry, Mr. Webster. I'm sorry, Mr. Webster, but I must take issue with your authority as to two words you deem synonymous, which in my view are not as interchangeable as your famous book professes. The words I refer to, if you please, are naked and nude. At the risk of appearing argumentative, sir, no one visits art houses to view famous nakeds. It is the nudes, those entrancing figures of women and men, unclothed, bearing their bodies, that we seek. So you see, nude is art in a proper setting. And even in an improper setting, which I leave to your imagination, nude may still be art, though it may simply be embarrassing or even criminal. Naked, on the other hand, I think is more synonymous with exposed, for naked is so much more than bearing the body. Naked is devoid of the mythic mask one might wear to hide the truth of oneself from the world, the pain, fear, shame, or insecurity. Oh, Mr. Webster, I have never seen some of my friends unclothed, and may never, but I have seen them naked, stripped of the armor and shield which enable them through each day. I have seen in their eyes unshed tears which bespeak hearts that ache with the pain of caring too much, or perhaps not enough. However, sir, I do concede that in personal relationships, nude is so much more delightful when both parties are naked.
Terrific, Judy.
Thank you. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, I can't hear. Maya?
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Thank you, Judy. And then the next one is Joe DeSenza. Sorry, I muted myself to not cause trouble, and then I caused trouble. So here I am. Joe, is your turn.
Okay, thank you. I've got like 11. Should I just pick two? Something. Yeah, okay. Thank you. You'll notice my shirt, right? This is in case I get into an accident. It's also stitched into my underwear. I was missing my grandmother quite a bit lately. We recently had to put my stepmom into a senior living center. She's dealing with dementia right now. My grandmother's problem was she had diabetes, and it took her sight and did some other things for her. This is called sugar substitute. 1,000 pricks, 1,000 drops, a cactus of syringes filled a cluttered bathroom drawer. Injections and infections were poor substitutes for sugar. A life in blurry yellow darkness seated in a rolling chair. Pulling down the woolen socks for weekly trimming of the nails, a careful look, a steady clip of the cold foot in my hand. A gentle plea to walk the pier, to hear the creaking wooden planks beneath the wheels of her chair, where seagulls argue over mangled bait the fishermen discard. To run her hand along the spiral pole and touch the jewel-encrusted saddles of enamel-covered horses, while surfers and sandcastles are described in her ear. The colors of the beach umbrellas, the lifeguard's golden tan, the vividness of kites were imprinted in her mind. To smell the odor of the creosote and catch a whiff of deep-fried bass, ingesting the aroma of caramel-laden funnel cake that would send her numbers soaring if she brought it close to her mouth. To roll along the timbers where her numb feet couldn't walk, so she could listen to her memories and smell 1958 again. And this is, a little more in keeping with the season. It's called It's Time. Geese have migrated south from their northern nests to bask in warmer weather near unfrozen lakes. Fishing boats weighed anchor from their remote harvests to make good on promises sent home with tenders weeks before. The birch and maple, now fully shed, bare their naked branches to slow their cycles for the impending frost. Days are less bright, the hours of light grow shorter. Activities move inside to guard against the sting of ruthless climate. The larder is laden with vast reserves of comfort foods, supply chains often interrupted due to transport or high demand. Down comforters pulled from storage, fluffed to combat winter's chill. Beach towels tucked away for now. Rain gutters cleared of autumn's litter, collected and composted to feed a grateful flower bed 5 months from now. Antifreeze in the radiator is checked. The pipes are fully wrapped and insulated. The porch and welcome mat are swept. The table is prepared. The wreath is on the door. It's time to set aside the burdens, however great the load, to take stock of all the blessings and find the pathway home.
Lovely. Very, very nice for the season. Yeah, it's
Thank you.
time to take hold and number what we've done and collect everything that's good and clean up everything that's not. Very, very lovely. Thank you very much. Now our next poet, thank you, will be Lulu. And after Lulu, I'll ask Dorothy to read. And after Dorothy, I will be the next one. And then we'll have Ambika because she's coming back right now. So now Lulu is next. Lulu's next. Dorothy is after Lulu. Okay.
Maya, why did you turn off the video?
I didn't turn off the video. Somebody turned off the video.
It says that
Recording. It's
Oh
recording.
yeah, I turned off videos for various people because there was a problem with the sound. So I figured whenever there's problem with the sound, we don't have enough bandwidth for the meeting, which means you have to turn off not just the individual audience, videos and sound, and then the sound of the speaker improves. So the next speaker is Lulu, who is on video and is unmuted. So let's hear from Lulu, and I'm going to mute everybody else again, all right? And myself too. And then remind me to unmute myself before I start talking for 5 minutes again. All right. It's time for Lulu.
Okay. This is called Heaven Can Wait. He has arrived at heaven's gate, stops, looks back at life he led, questions asked, fulfillment he got. Were you busy tracking your time or living every minute of your lifetime? Mind played, wrapped his heart, prayed for time to pass him by. Perhaps outwards form played out, forgot heart full of love once he had, and stars for eyes he carried out. At the crown of the gate, truth was read. Remember, time is unrecognized there. This is beginning, this is the end. Life lived and loved, but heaven can wait. My second one, it's called Pain. I ignored, I believed, I lost myself. Arrogance got written all over me. Who I thought I was, who I liked to be, ignorance, fear took over me. Pain, impatience, intolerance ruled the very core of me. Blindly ignored acceptance of me, who I ought to be, who I am today. a thought came over me. Waste not, participate, feel the pain. Only then love will wash over me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was lovely. And our next speaker will be Dorothy Skiles. Dorothy, you're unmuted.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to read a poem that Marlene Hitt and I wrote together a few years ago, and it's a good poem to read this time of the season. A Thanksgiving to Remember. The sumac and the maple tree, Redbud Mountain Bay, celebrate this waning time in frost of autumn day. The first Thanksgiving season when the kids were very small, Grandma was very short and Grandpa very tall. They traveled in a trailer all the way from Texas, you see, so we brought in the table that sat under the tree. A Thanksgiving to remember. A turkey roasted with heaving scent in the kitchen filled with task. A family sits to join their hands, to hear, to thank, to ask. Turkey all dressed along with potatoes, giblets, and gravy. Green beans, salad, and yams, a meal fit for the Navy. Ah, that spiced pumpkin pie with whipped cream on top, the aroma of brewed coffee and conversation nonstop. A Thanksgiving to remember. A late hour walk along the road among the red gold trees, and sunset on the river edge near brings me to my knees. Yet even now in autumn, with the dazzling leaves out there, feeling the thrilling gold of fall, I feel snowflakes in my hair. A Thanksgiving to remember.
Thank you very much. Our next reader will be Ambika Talwar.
Help, I'm still here, help.
What happened to you?
Can I have my video back?
You want to have your video back? Okay, yes,
Says
there
the-
you go.
Says the host has locked me out. Start
No,
my video.
no, I asked you to unmute, I'll get the video back. You should have it.
I do now?
Yeah.
Thank you, okay. I'm here.
Okay, yeah, because we had the problem with quality. When there's a problem with quality, you have to turn off everybody and just leave the speaker on. That's why I muted everybody, and then it didn't help, so then I turn off everybody's videos. But now we're going to go to Ambika, and I'm going to mute you, Joe. Bye, Joe. Okay.
So I can read
Ambika.
two poems?
2 poems, yes.
Let me not waste time finding them later. Okay, got it. So I'm going to read a poem that is kind of, it is what it is. I think it's rough draft, but no problem. It's called Wonderful Things. And I want you all to feel wonderful. So, being engaging without attachment, so free I am and more. How love sings in my particles, wonderful thing. How this howling wind insists and skies overcast are like nothing before that could have mattered, pushing LA's rippling sky. Wonderful thing, did you say? Yes, so I heard. A storm, a strum, chorus of guitars, sitar, zither, rolling drum in blackening sky. Wonderful thing. Catch it by the corner of your eye if you must, and then do not forget, lacy waves grabbing moon rays by the fickle ocean, while men and women sit by fish chips bar, make merry talk of gain and loss, grilled salmon and the albatross of chemicals being caught by law. It is a wonderful thing that we can hum loudly in silencio and remember beauty in its pristine places. Oh, wonderful thing, wonderful thing. I cannot nor wish to cry, for so free I am, natural state of being. How she, cosmic strings, essentially weaves my being. I arise as desire for nothing, wonderful thing. How your gaze smiles and I see it from the back of your head, wonderful thing.
Beautiful. Bravo. Okay, second poem. Wonderful thing. It's such a wonderful reading. So many wonderful things.
And this is called Sublimation of Twin Moons. How full is she who sails in wild imagination's depths as though a sea would disappear? Would he, beloved, drink it all in one big gulp? Would he not save a sliver, a sip for her, his Shakti, who waits by the window, gazing intermittently at his passage, his carriage in black, silver streams engulf itself? Sublimation is like this, that is solid substance subsumes itself into vanishing. Her heart, pendulous as moon, awakens, and desire hides in its folds. She drops everything now: shadow, curtain, veil, tambourine, flute, words, pens, skirting the issue of nearness or farness. Whatever is written will come undone, like hem of sky's full-blown skirt rimming the cosmos. So veils drop shredded by silence, so his whisper startles by her neck where a hair is falling in a curl.
Thank you. Wow. Bravo, bravo. All right, so I read two poems now, and after me, I thought because we have some new guests, friends of our features, to close the reading by Cindy with Bory. So Cindy and Bory pick one more poem to be the last one. So I read my two poems. One is from the Anthology of Village Poets, which is one of the oldest poems that I have, which is appropriate for Thanksgiving. It's called What I Love in Sunland. 1. The strong arms of the mountains, embracing, protecting our town. 2. The lights scattered in the night valley during my drive to the safety of home. 3. How clouds sit on the hilltops, squishing them with their fat bottoms. 4. The river playing hide and go seek under the bridge to nowhere. Now you see me, now you don't. 5. The towering white glory of yucca flowers in June. We are little Lilliputians in a giant's country. 6. The mockingbird's melodies floating above red roof houses asleep on little sunny streets. 7. Armenian fruit tarts sweeter than fresh grapefruit and pomegranate from my trees. 8. Hot, shimmering air scented with sage and star jasmine, carved by the hummingbird's wings. 9. The rainbow of roses, always blooming in my secret garden. So that was from the anthology. This one poem I wrote for my celebration as a poet laureate of Sunland Tujunga. That was exactly 10 years ago. And the second poem I'm gonna read is actually, I just wrote it now, not very long ago. And it's on my perennial theme of we live on a planet when it rains diamonds. They fall on gold-leafed myrtle under azure sky, so alive that it breathes and vibrates in the distance. Look up, see the cosmic sigh. I live on a planet where it rains diamonds. Water droplets shine in morning light, scattered on pine needles and broad leaves of the birds of paradise, stretching, growing until orange blossoms alight amid the foliage, like real birds, all orange. On my planet, western bluebirds, finches, and doves drink from the same fountain. They fly away when the scrubjay comes to take his bath, dipping his head into the crystal pool and shaking diamond droplets down his back. On my planet, hummingbirds hum, suspended in the air next to the hibiscus flowers. Mockingbirds mock my alarm clock at 4 a.m. And then sing the songs of red-winged blackbirds passing through on the way to Mexico or Canada, always passing, always through. My planet, where it rained diamonds, breathes and vibrates with wave after wave of energy that splits into life forms, growing, decaying, returning, the endless ocean of diamonds that sparkle in the sun. Would you like to be a diamond with me? So that was my poem from Diamond Planet. I like doing the diamonds when I water my lawn and my garden. I shoot the water way up high and I shake the hose and there's diamonds falling. So I do live on a planet where it indeed rains diamonds. So now I'm going to give the mic again to Cindy and Bory to close our reading with the poetry, and then there's going to be a couple announcements and we'll say bye. Okay, Cindy and Bory, it's your turn now.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm reading this from the Planet of Diamonds. So I went to Wrightwood a few weeks ago and there was a big sign that said the forest is closed. And that was hard to imagine, but there were lots of fires at the time. So that's the title. The forest is closed. No one at the visitor center since the forest is closed. I park across the street. Through treetops, I envision a being with a fox head then bird. Underneath the mask, reveal a blonde woman floating. My grandmother I never knew. She crochets a coverlet, a cross. Shows me other women crafting by hand. Clothing, weaving, baskets, while they sit in a semicircle. I don't make a sound, fascinated by their skills. The other half circle consists of pines rustling in the wind. Branches reach down to shake my hand, cones rest below. Sage and Indian paintbrush sprinkle the mountain's smoky light. One leaf scrapes and flips like cartwheels. I discover oaks looming behind the pines. Great care selecting an acorn gift. Downy woodpecker, dark-eyed junco, and Brewer's blackbird chorus the women. So hard it beats out of my chest. Grandmother sings, there is more than one way to see, to know. The shuttles pattern back and forth. I retrieve my heart and old wounds in Mars retrograde with Virgo new moon. Thanks again for having us. Okay, Bory, one more.
So this one is titled Redwood.
Trees.
Sky, the color of snow, fragrant with breezes, ancient alyssum. Dry earth banks down to the shoreline studded with pebbles. Water mingles with water. Cloud of silt, cloud of air, cloud of song. A lotus flower rises out of mud and water into the garden. Cherry blossoms, tanagers sing, orchards bloom. My soul is a light falling from body to body, searching through dusk. Thank you.
Yay. Thanks, everyone. What a great reading.
It's fun.
It was wonderful.
Thank you, Bory. Thank you, Cindy.
I'm going to unmute everybody so we can have the comments if like people would like to comment. I'm going to, yeah, so finally we'll be able to have conversation. Unmute, 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 and I'm going to put everybody back on camera. So everybody can see each other. Sorry, just a little bit. It will take a little bit.
What is the feature that brings all of us, on screen? Those little faces.
Oh, it's the gallery view.
Do a gallery view.
There we are. It's
Like
the
so.
gallery view.
Gallery.
Top right.
This is how we want to take the picture. Everybody. Oh,
Well, I can take a fresh picture, Maya, because people have been jumping in and out once everybody's video comes back.
Okay, I'm working on it to work everybody in. And not everybody is yet back on. Let's see. Casabella, is Casabella back?
Yeah.
Patti is not back yet. And then
Oh,
and
now we're 16. Where
You
are we?
don't have to read.
No,
now
we're
we 12.
12.
Now
12.
we
I
12.
did 12.
Okay, so I don't think we can get anybody else on camera. So Joe, it's your turn. Take a nice picture.
Okay, I'll just take this for here anyway, and then I'll give you the best one when I find out where my computer holds them. Very good. Ready? Everybody stare at the screen. 1, 2, 3. Again.
There.
Really good.
Oh, now
So,
everybody disappeared. I don't know why.
I don't know.
That's so weird. Okay.
That's
Okay.
Peru,
So we have
'cause we're going to read
Ilana
this.
is
Couple people still muted.
Maya, can
yeah.
I say something? I,
Yes, yes, come on.
can I say,
Ilana.
Maya?
It was fun sharing a little bit besides the poems. We might think of new. We have lots of aspects we can share.
I took a couple too, so screenshots. I'll send them to you, Maya.
Yes, send them to me. Yes, indeed. Because there's, in the screenshots, especially if somebody's reading, the face looks funny, right? So sometimes you make faces and whatnot. I wanted to hear from Ilana Costea. Please, it's your turn now.
I just want to take one more picture. So if everybody look in the center and smile.
Oh, God damn it.
Wonderful. It
She's
was
an
a
artist.
wonderful session. I was impressed by everybody. I like the costumes. I like the poetry. I like the magic of it. So thank you so much for a wonderful evening, and thank you for accepting the Romanian actress and writer to. She read 2 poems from a book written by the most famous Romanian poetess, Ana Blandiana, who was also very involved in politics with the revolution and who created a museum of anti-communism in Romania, in the northern part of Romania. And this is a book from which she read 2 poems. I thank you for a magical evening, and I have to go downstairs to cook. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy
That's so
Thanksgiving. Okay, thank you very much. So nice to see you. Thank you so very much for your poetry, your talent, your beautiful performance, which was almost as magical as real because we did see the costumes and the photos from the real performance. And all the poets, Casabella and Lulu and Joe, Dorothy, Judy,
That was great.
everybody, Ambika, Toti, everybody was great. It was just so lovely to see you all. And it's our last reading as Village Poets, but we'll have, I remind you all again, Toti on December 5th. Toti will read from this book, An Alphabet of Birds, which is like poetic prose from the garden and very lovely with Toti's own art. And then the next book I'm going to publish is Cindy and Toti. They have a book of colored pictures and poetry. So the next in line, I just can do one at a time. So December 5th, Saturday at 3 o'clock, it's Toti's reading. I'll be sending the information about it. And again, I remind everybody, please send your poetry to the California Quarterly. This is a nifty little journal, and we're still trying to expand it. So it would be great to have some more of your work. And with that, any more people would like to comment? This is a time to share.
Joe.
Am I being recognized? I just wanted to say that Cindy and Bory, you created the feeling of a correspondence that took place like in an older time.
Yeah.
Even though you probably put it together with emails, it gave me the sensation that, these were messages that, had to travel miles to get to one another. And that there was so much thought put into the response because you had that feeling that, it would take some time and how much it would mean to the partner you were writing from. And I loved the patchwork nature of the costumes. Just made me feel like you had taken a sample from every land, every village, every community you had visited and created this fantasy of the patchwork of all you've been traveling, of all the places the nomad and the wanderer had seen. So
amazing, beautiful comment, Joe. I really like that.
You need to write that in the chat,
you should
Joe.
write it out, and you should be posted on our blog. Write it out what you just said.
Can you pull the cover back? I'll do like a never.
No. We'll put it on our Village Poets in the report because I think it's very nice, very insightful comment. I really like that. It's very insightful, very beautiful. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What happened with costumes that I missed, obviously?
Oh, you missed the whole thing. They have a beautiful pictures. I'll post them. And because they did a performance, I mean, Cindy and Bory, you tell about this.
Yeah.
You tell us again.
Well, Ambika, Letters Under Rock is performance poetry. And so originally we had planned to perform this at Bolton Hall, today, but that's not happening. So last week I got the idea of putting pictures up from our performance that was in a museum. But the book also has these same pictures. The book is gorgeous. It's full color. And so Letters Under Rock, you can see the pictures.
You ought to record it. You ought to record it as a performance and put it on YouTube. That's what you really ought to do.
We're going to actually make a real video, but it's going to take some time. We will.
But it's so magical. It's so magical. The costumes and the characters and the words. It just takes you to a completely different dimension. I just love the whole project. I love it so much. Yeah. So I love everybody's work. So it was so wonderful to hear you all and to see you even on Zoom. It's better to be in person, but it's a little substitute. So thank you so very much, and I hope I'll see many of you on December 5th to hear from Tati's book. That's December 5th, Saturday at 3 p.m. another Zoom. So thank you very much, and have a great evening. And
Thank you all. Thank you, Maya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye,
Laura.
everyone.